Hello! So, it's come to my attention that college application season has ended. I remember when I was applying for college thinking that college was so important and that it was future defining. I think when you apply for college, you think that you know what your path is going to be in life. And I thought it'd be interesting to revisit one of my old college essays. I'm going to read you the essay that I think I used in almost all of my applications for each college. I think this is also the essay that I worked the hardest on because I thought it was the most poignant and the most interesting aspect about me at the time, because I didn't have a lot of experiences under my belt because I lived in Irvine, the suburbs. How hard can 2 weeks be, I thought. After a week of intensive training, I arrived at Jeou Fen Elementary School, perched on a mountaintop in Taiwan. With lesson plan in hand, I honestly believed I was ready. I was participating in the AID, Assisting Individuals with Disadvantages program, to teach English in rural villages. I had worked in a similar program in China 2 years before and felt well prepared for this experience. I was in for a huge surprise. "Teacher, we know these words already!" Students immediately shouted. Everything went downhill from there. By the end of the day, I had not only thrown out my lesson plan, but had also exhausted discipline techniques I learned in training. My students could not have cared less about my authority. Because of my personal focus on school, I believed that my diligence would ensure success. I was angry at myself. How could I have been so naive? The myriad of surprises on that first day of teaching caused me to let go of my expectations. No amount of training was going to be enough to tackle this real-life task of teaching. In one day, I learned the difference between taking a class and teaching one. Now I was the person in charge with no one to guide me. Realizing that teaching is an interactive process required me to adjust based on students' responses. During my China experience, I simply followed the schedule, and students gave me their hearts. Now, however, I faced 10-year-olds who demanded more, who saw me as a peer rather than an authority figure. This year, giving only my time was not enough. I also had to give myself. Oh, I'm cringing at that line. Oh my god. I must have wrote that and thought I was being like so artsy and so poetic. Let me read it for you one more time. This year, giving only my time was not enough. I also had to give myself. Oh my god, I cringe at that. What does that even mean? Chris, what does that even mean? How did I get let into a college? Who knows? Regaining confidence, I tailored lesson plans to each day's events. Every night I spent hours brainstorming different kinds of learning, games, and songs. My new flexible mindset made teaching easier and much more effective. Okay, I didn't actually write songs, and I really didn't do that much brainstorming. I did have to adapt, but I didn't think that hard about it. I felt proud when students excitedly raised their hands to participate. I don't know if that actually happened. I think they still saw me as their peer. And plus, I'm just not good with kids, so that might be a thing too, but I didn't mention that in the essay. By the second week, lessons felt more like fun than work. That's not true at all. I was looking forward to everything being over. I actually remember that I lost my retainers during that time, and I was so mad at myself, and because retainers are fucking expensive. And it really ruined my experience. I still don't know what happened to it to this day. I don't know if one of my teammates stole it from me. I don't know if one of the kids found it and threw it away or kept it for themselves. But that was a very horrible and traumatizing experience, losing my retainers halfway around the world from home. My students now looked up to me. That's not true. It was hard to believe that we had become so attached to each other so quickly. At our closing ceremony, we had a closing ceremony. I was touched when my students performed the songs that I had taught them, even though their pronunciation wasn't perfect. I discovered that I truly enjoyed teaching. I don't enjoy teaching at all. I truly do not enjoy teaching. That is a lie. I think that was one of those experiences that actually taught me the opposite, that I'm not good at teaching, and I don't like it. This program helped me understand that working hard doesn't guarantee success. That's true. That's a good lesson. I didn't take it to heart, though, I think. One has to expect the unexpected and push through obstacles. I'm actually kind of shocked that I dropped knowledge like that. In the end, I gained more than I gave. Also, super cheesy line. I went into the AID program thinking I had much to offer and ready to take on the task, but came out astonished at how much I, myself, had learned. Overcoming unexpected challenges makes any experience more meaningful. That's true. I discovered how powerful the ability to change can be. I don't entirely understand that sentence. I discovered how powerful the ability to change can be. Okay, yeah. It's a little bit of a convoluted sentence in my opinion. Now I look forward to change and challenges as opportunities to learn more about myself and what I'm capable of achieving. Oh. The writing was as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was very basic, really not a lot of depth. It just felt very high school level, if that makes sense. I thought it was a decent short story. I definitely think that in college essays, there's just a tendency of needing to scrape meaning from these very few experiences that you have as a kid, reaching and like trying to, drop like really adult sounding knowledge in order to like get into the college and to like sound really smart. I always found it so alarming that at such a young age you're expected to like figure out what you want to do with your life even, and to pick a major. Yeah, that's basically it for me. Thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate you. And please like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, because it really helps out the channel. And I will see you next week. Bye!